brought to you by Toyota. Busan is where we're headed first, and then to Paris for map 2, man.
Yeah, I mean, opportunity in our first.
They're gonna be happy to use that against Washington and try and punish them for their lack of mobility. So they go for the Winston here in this sort of 3-3 setup, presumably to try and access DM, but he hasn't really been too bothered. Look at him taking pot shots now. And Sleepy EMP, that is so gross. 5 people EMP'd on the point, and Ding was not pressured at all. He just did that his own volition.
I mean, they're playing that corner there. Sound barrier. You think that forces sound barrier out of arc, and then maybe the EMP goes off.
Another, at least 4-minute, 5-man. Jonas was caught out by that one as well. Sound barrier from Arc, though. The only player not affected by the EMP. However, the Justice are unable to actually use that extra durability to their advantage because they're busy backing away because they were hacked. Arc now on the point, quickly trying to skirt to his backline and give him the amped up healing. Gonna be a bit of a rough fight. This is kind of where Justice look a bit better though, where there's a bit more healing available, but the Dragons have a rally to help them, they have a Transcendence to follow up after, and they control the point currently.
Oh, and it's gonna be a shatter from Gamsu up on the high ground. That'll be Transcendence from Sleepy. Doesn't save anybody as the Justice have to back out.
96% and counting now. There will be perhaps an attempt from Sunsum here to stall the point, but if he is stunned, or desuited, or both, that will be it. And I'll be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, there's not a heck of a lot to say about that one. The Shanghai Dragons are making the Sombra-based composition.
You know, it's 90% for the Dragons. They lose on fight. They make a good switch that counters Sweat. You know, close to setting some kind of record here.
Giannis has got Primal, but he wanted to try and farm it up for the first point, because now he may not have a chance to use it at all.
Got it, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, they do now, that's for sure. Big tick mark over his head. And of course, DM's going to have a Graviton Surge here, so this is going to be a bit of a cleanup here for the Washington Justice, man. And this is probably a pretty classic example of a snowball on an assault map. You win the first fight pretty dominantly. The Justice didn't put a lot of pressure on the Dragons as they approached point A, so they didn't farm up much ult themselves. And
just farm up these really quick EMPs.
I mean, they're dealing with so many other threats as well. Perhaps the focus isn't quite there. Earth Shatter catches Giannis. Pleased with that one. Giannis goes for one himself. It doesn't really connect though. Graviton Surge, tying them all to the pole. Gotta be frustrating. Also, it makes it pretty hard for Giannis to shield his team inside that grab when they're all sort of
to use here.
Shadow.
Nothing with the shatter.
Gamsu left off. He was trying to do some this is Sparta level stuff. I'm almost certain of it. This might go wrong for the Dragons now. They're a little bit out of position, trying to regroup somewhat. Giannis, that's a big shatter. That's what they're looking for, and Auto finds 2 here. The Washington Justice looking much better now as they focus on towards DM, realizing that getting rid of the Zaya is a good idea here.
Reinhardt, though, Bendit, Giannis, he did have the Reinhardt on offense for the Dragons.
That is true, yeah. So he just has half the damage in general. I guess playing Winston wouldn't have helped him.
Nice
oh, that's the counter shadow. Nicely done by Giannis. Quick follow-up. It's hard to do when there's yet another EMP. Ding. He's just handing out L's left, right, and center. Hold these, Justice. Hunter gets caught up inside. He grabs starts desuited. Gets a bubble, that's good. He can hang around a little bit longer. I don't think that's what he wanted though. The Justice managed to come out with 1 tick of permanent progress, but they had 10 seconds to try and get a little bit more. And the, I don't know, the prognosis is pretty grim here. We might see Giannis try and get there in time. Tries to make it the wrecking ball, he doesn't quite get there. Very one-sided, very slow performance from the Justice here. And again, overrated to be honest. Anyway, Blizzard World coming up for our 3rd map. They're going to have to push with 5 players and see what they can get done. Corey pushing from an off angle here, trying to get charged up, and Gamsu gets a barrier. Still, he's trying to very conservatively play this left corner, but the Justice are filtering in from 2 different sides. Oh, great shatter! That would have been Gamsu able to follow up on that Graviton Surge, but Giannis lays down a hammer at just the right time. Matt, are the Dragons getting punished for not having a Diva finally?
I mean, it was a nice...
I like it. You know, this is where you want to punish the Dragons here because there's obviously more risk associated with bringing that Sombra along. So Luffy gets a Transcendence here despite there being a Graviton, and still Ding is taken down by Arc. Now that was away from the play. Gamsu his shield bash briefly on the point, but is able to shrug it off now. The rally's in play. Gamsu can't shield his team from that. He was knocked away. And despite the fact that he wasn't caught inside a grab, he was too far away to protect from Sunsum self-destruct.
Sleepy's honor was sick on this one. He actually sleeps Ding.
And sort of having a bit of an average draw is very, very thin. Gamsu goes down first. That is a very important start to the fight. Shatter and Grab both used EMP. Graviton Surge to the Dragons this time, but Corey and Sleepy, even though they were caught up inside of it, they weren't able to be taken down by the Shanghai Dragons. And now the Justice, just as we were talking about possibilities for this, look like they're about to take this one away. There's really no one close by for the Shanghai Dragons, and the Washington Justice absolutely earned this map. Great defensive play. Sleepy's looking excellent. played around the Sombra. They finally showed us some aggression.
Yes.
Finally showed us our ready to
Stage 2. You can see where we're at in this series. Blizzard World.
That's the question. Is it important to have more damage or to completely shut down the enemy's healing on a decent cooldown?
Like great grab, but where's the follow-up?
There is none.
I mean, there is none.
No damage to be seen. Here comes who's going to get taken down now. Okay, fair enough. Shadow connects with Sleepy, but I mean, Giannis is just going to stand there and be a good bro. So here's sound barrier. There might be something here. Giannis gets taken down, and finally the Shanghai Dragons break through. A pretty reasonably high investment in terms of ultimate.
Yeah.
They're in overtime.
I'd be worried if they didn't break.
Slime, but they wouldn't know exactly where you are, and if they're not ready, they'll be punished. 3 people EMP, but Sleepy still gets a Transcendence.
I think Sansan went to go launch his back and didn't realize he was hacked.
Giannis got punished there really badly, man. He got EMP, then he got shadowed. Sleepy despite. Oh, big there!
Okay, here we
He was
go.
going to keep him alive. Sansan gets 2 and a self-destruct now. Transcendence coming out a little bit late here from Luffy, but it's only 3 players really to work with now. Ado knocked to the ground, but damage is barely there. Gumsu's forced to try and push forward, but he's just taking a huge amount on the crackback. Ding forced to translocate to the high ground where there isn't a health pack, so we can't get involved in the fight. He walks straight into Corey's laser. And the Dragons are finally halted with what, quite frankly, to me seems like a bit of a clown fiesta approach.
Not whether through the grab with some support ultimates here.
DM from above. Big shadow there, but Transcendence is helping a heck of a lot. It's a bird, it's a plane, no, it's a dragon. DM drops down with the Graviton Surge, but with the sound barrier in play, the Justice just shake it off. Dust themselves off, get back into the fight, but now it's a 6-man EMP. Everybody hit by that one, but the damage wasn't there. DM, fair enough. He only gets 1 though, Matt.
I mean,
The grab looked awful.
EMP here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I see. They get a good grab or a shadow, and then here's the EMP.
They didn't touch.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
Corey's
word.
got his hands
That-
head. Oh man.
I mean, the Justice are discussing what happened now.